Hi students, today we'll be going through two different concepts. One is on chance prediction and the second one will be on column graph. So let's continue with chance prediction. I believe we did some chance activities in semester one. So again, it's a follow through on what we have learned. So a very quick recall on chance prediction or probability. So we are trying to use mathematical reasoning to attain a reasonable likelihood for certain event to take place. So why do we learn that? In real life, it's important to know a little bit more about probability. Like for example, okay, in real life, the chances of going back to school after the 7 days lockdown. So the premier has given a 7 days lockdown. So what's the likelihood that we can be back in school on Friday? So that is the kind of question that we can predict by watching the news. What's the likelihood? Do you think the government will allow us to be back in school or not? Chances of rain tomorrow. So by looking at again by watching the news, they will usually inform us about the likelihood of rain the next day. So again, by using that as a assumption, you can roughly say, okay, it's going to be a rainy day, so maybe we need to bring our umbrella out for the day. What about winning the lottery? So some people say, oh, wow, there's advertisement in the newspaper, about buying lottery, $40 million. But truly, if you understand about probability, the chances of getting it is almost zero. So, but why do people still want to spend so much money, buying lottery? Because of greed. So that's something that you got to, as a student, as young as you may be, you got to be aware. Don't waste money on to buy such things for no reason. Okay. So, and what are the chances of Jesus coming back tomorrow? So again, God has promised us that He will be back one day. So Jesus say He will return, but will He be coming back then tomorrow? So again, that is a prediction. It can't be zero because Jesus can come back anytime, isn't it? So what's the chance? So moving on. So a simple activity like this, okay, look at it. There are shapes given to you. So the question is, what's the probability of selecting a triangle randomly? So there are a few things that you need to know, whenever you are in a situation like this. You got to ask yourself, how many shapes are there in total? You can count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then how many triangles are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 triangles. So the probability of getting a triangle randomly, it will be relatively high, isn't it? It's actually 4 out of 10 or 2/5. So there's a 2/5 chance of getting a triangle. What about the next one? You say, what's the probability of selecting a hexagon? So how many hexagon do we have? We have 1, 2. We only have 2 hexagon. So it's actually 2 out of 10 or 1/5. What about the next one? What's the probability of selecting a green shape? So how many green shapes do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5. That's how you get 5 out of 10 or half a chance of getting a green shape. Okay. So with this, I'm sure you will be able to complete, part 9 easily. For part 10, you need to do the experiment on your own. So what you need to do is you need to draw these 5 cards. Do not need to color, just draw the shape of it, cut the cards almost the same size, and then you can shuffle the cards. And from here, you just do the tallying, how many times you pick each of the shape. Okay, maybe I can just randomly show it to you. It's a random one. So maybe the first pick is a hexagon, so 1. Next pick is it's a pentagon. The second one is a hexagon. Next one is a circle. Next one is a circle again. Next one is a circle again. Next one is a triangle. Or next one is a hexagon. Next one is a circle again. Or next one is a pentagon. Or next one is a hexagon again. Or next one is a circle. Or next one is a triangle. Or next one is a hexagon. Next one is a circle again. Next one is a circle again. Next one is a pentagon. So on and so forth. You continue until you draw 20 times. Is that clear? Excuse me. Yep. So do the record, and then from here you have to explain, how is your result here similar with what you have found here? I would say it should be fairly similar. Okay, give it a try. It should be fairly similar. Okay, so out of the 20 tries, so what is the outcome? Okay, that's the task. It'll be interesting. So next one is, oh, Jimmy has 100 lollies in the bag. So by pulling out 10 lollies, he actually got this result. You have red, yellow, blue, red, pink, blue, pink, blue. So based on this, you can actually do a rough estimation. Okay, so what's the probability of getting a red? So with 310. So it might be easier to also help you by coloring the circles according to this information given to you. And then from there, you come out with the probability of getting a red, blue, pink, and yellow. And moving on to 13, you're supposed to find out, what's the number, okay, based on this information given, assuming that it's a good estimation of the probability of getting the different color lollies from the bag. So how can you find out how many red, blue, pink, and yellow lollies are there if there are 500 of them? So I've done one example for you. So let's say you have 3/10 because there are 3 red out of 10 times 500. So that's how I go about getting the answer. 310, I can cancel the 0 and cancel the 0. 3 times 50, that's how I get 150. Okay, so I get 150 red. So you need to find out how many blue, pink, and yellow lollies there are in Jimmy's bag. Okay, got it? So moving on to the next one, side-by-side column graph. So it's graph, slightly more challenging because this is not a simple column graph because there are two information given on the legend. Okay, this part is called the legend. So we have the minimal temperature and also the maximum temperature. So the blue is the minimum and the red is the maximum temperature of each of the city. So there are quite a number of different cities. So next thing that we need to learn is also the heading. So the heading tells us the cities of the world with the temperatures of the highest and as well as the minimum. Okay, and then of course we also have the axis. The y-axis tells us the temperature and the x-axis tells us the name of the cities. So you need to read them carefully and find the information based on what is required, for this case, like highest maximum, lowest maximum, highest minimum, lowest minimum. The hotter, how many degrees hotter is Bangkok and Athens? So we're looking at the maximum temperature because it's hotter, isn't it? So look at all this information and answer the question. And then during the next lesson, we will go through the answers. And last part, we are supposed to find the difference between the minimum and maximum. So looking at each of the city, got to find out what's the maximum temperature, minimum temperature, and then you find the difference. Okay, next, we also need to find out the average maximum temperature. So how to go about finding the average? So maximum for Melbourne, Sydney, and Darwin. Melbourne, maximum is here, which is 20. Sydney, maximum was 26. And Darwin, maximum is 32. So you add them out because there are 3 cities, you divide by 3. And you find out what is the answer for the average. Okay? So which minimum temperature appears most often? So most often is called the mode. At higher level in year 7. So which minimum temperature appears the most number of times? Look carefully. There's only one answer. And also what's the maximum temperature appears most often? So look at the temperature. So in fact, there is also only one answer that, about temperature appearing most often. Okay, so do this task properly. Do not rush through. Quite an easy task, but like I say, you have to interpret the graphs properly to get everything correct. Okay, so that's the end of our lesson for today. So if you have any issue, drop me a note on DM or on Teams. Okay, bye.